Hi, everybody. Ron Placone here. Another summary from the Indie Bohemians morning show. So, I know I've been talking about sports a little bit more than usual, but that's because it's playoff season over at the NFL. And quite frankly, I'm enjoying it. And of course, DeflateGate is going on right now, which you may have heard about already, probably did. Did the New England Patriots deflate footballs to make them easier to throw and catch against the Indianapolis Colts yesterday? So right now, this is still unfolding. As I'm broadcasting to you right now, the NFL is still investigating this. But my first hunch, and I could be wrong, there's still more information to come to the surface. I think this is nonsense. I don't think anything was going on for a number of reasons. Okay, first of all, think of it from the Patriots' perspective. Now, I know the Patriots, they have a bit of a reputation. There was the whole camera thing a few years back. But all right, so you want to deflate footballs because it might make it easier to throw and catch, and presumably it would, especially, it's raining a little bit. Maybe it would help make it easier to catch. I would think maybe a deflated ball would make it a little more slippery, but I'm not a professional athlete, okay? If the physics experts are saying it would make it easier, I'll go along with that, sure. So the New England Patriots, you have Tom Brady in Gronkowski. You have an experienced staff, an experienced personnel team. They know how to play in the elements, and they have postseason experience out the wazoo. Andrew Luck, not near as much. So why would you do something that makes if you're going to cheat, why would you do that? I mean, that seems like such a small thing to risk getting in trouble for, to give your team an advantage. And I don't even think you would give your team an advantage. I think if anything, you'd give the Colts an advantage because you'd be making a job easier for Andrew Luck, who has less experience playing in the elements, less experience in the postseason, whereas Tom Brady, that dude knows what he's doing. And Gronkowski, I mean, they have like I said, they have a veteran team that I think could handle the elements, that's no stranger to the elements because they're based up in Foxborough. I just don't see why, if the Patriots are going to cheat, they would do something that minuscule. That's a lot more minuscule than having cameras to read another team's defensive signals. That seems like way smaller. And why take the risk, especially when you kind of have a reputation for kind of being the villain? And, Bill Belichick probably has to realize that. He's got to see footage of himself where he's like, hey, I look like a Sith Lord walking around there. I'm sort of the villain. I have no personality. I might be under some scrutiny. It just doesn't seem like a risk they would take. Secondly, they ran all over the Colts. How would deflating the ball make much of a difference in terms of the Colts' inability to stop the run? That doesn't make net sense. And also the story itself, it was an anonymous source in the NFL, at least as of right now. Some random source in the NFL says at one point a ball was weighed. There was some discrepancy. I don't know. I think it's nonsense. I think it's a response to a number of things. The Seattle Seahawks Green Bay game was such a cool game. I was a little disappointed. I kind of want to see Green Bay win it, but it was a fantastic game to watch. I loved that game. And then the second game, not so much. It was not much of a game at all. The Colts never had a chance. They got destroyed. So let's try to sensationalize something to get a little bit of attention towards that game. I think that's one thing. I think the other thing is, like I said, Belichick, and I'm not a Patriots fan. I'm not. I don't have a dog in the fight in terms of team loyalty here. I'm not a fan of either team. But Belichick, he's not. He's kind of a villain face in the NFL. I think. I'm not trying to get too conspiratorial here, but if the NFL is going to try to scapegoat someone, it's going to try to squeeze money out of someone, he's a good target. And they might be able to make a case here like, well, allegedly you did this and we're going to fine you anyway. I'm not trying to insinuate that the NFL isn't a totally genuine nonprofit entity, but just assuming that maybe they're a little bit money hungry. I don't know. I'm going to say that right now, I think this is hype. I don't think there was any cheating going on, and I think it's a bit nonsense. But some more stuff could come to the surface that proves me completely wrong. So leave your thoughts below. What do you think about this? Do you think they did it? Do you think DeflateGate's valid? Do you think that the balls were being deflated? To me, it doesn't make much sense why they would do that. I think if the Patriots are going to cheat, I'm not saying they wouldn't cheat. I'm not saying they would never do that. but I just don't see why that would be the route they would take. To me, it doesn't make sense. I'm going to say that this is just kind of media sensationalism. This is just hype. There's no validity towards it. But leave your opinion below. What do you think? Hope you're enjoying the playoff season. I hopefully we'll get an entertaining Super Bowl. I think at the very least, hopefully it's better than last year's Super Bowl. That was pretty bad. So hopefully we get a good Super Bowl, and a Super Bowl that's more like the Seattle Green Bay game as opposed to the Colts New England game, whether or not deflating took place. You've been watching another Indie Bohemians Morning Show summary. This is Ron Placone signing out.